Today we'll discuss about all the Java, Spring Boot, microservice, Hibernate, database related interview question. So these all are the real-time interview questions which I have collected. So inside that we have a multiple of interview questions from the different companies and all. So they ask on mostly based on this Java, Spring Boot, microservices, Kafka, RabbitMQ, and then web services, and then some of the real-time project related questions, and also have database related questions, Hibernate related questions, and all. So that will be considered on theoretical programmaticals, and all the real-time and design patterns and all will be considered. So this is the first interview questions which is collected from one of the MNC interview questions, which is there. What is how put uh, how put class in hash map will work, and then the next question is how exceptions will be handled, how you will write the custom exception. Then the how what is XML, how XML will work. Then how to iterate a database value, and then what is Jindi explain, and web logic. So these all are the interview questions which is asked by the one of the MNC company, and they ask some of the Hibernate related questions also. So the Hibernate is Hibernate interface. What is Hibernate interface? What is HQL query, and how you will change this Oracle to MySQLs, and then HQL eliminate the duplicate value. So this is of I collected with the basic and Hibernate. The next is related for Spring. So the Spring have what is IOC, how we will auto wire, and how you implemented auto wire, why we required auto wire, and then setter getter injections, what you implemented in your project, either setter or a constructor. Sorry, not getter, setter and constructor. And then others is like how to upload optional bin, a scope of bin and all. So these all are Spring related. Now we will consider these general questions, where multiple different type of general questions they ask related for core Java project and all. So static, where you used static in your project. And the next question is hash map. Can you take a key as an object in hash map? And hash map allow duplicate key? And then collection, they ask some of the interview related questions in collections. So collection framework is collection is used in your project, so which type of collections you used, and then what is the package you used in project, what is hash set, and how you will eliminate a duplicate value from the table, suppose if we are using any tables. Then prototype and singleton difference, and load on a startup and auto boxing unboxing. So this is the questions patterns which was one of the MNC interview company. And the next question is, this is from different MNCs interview related questions based on this core Java, Spring and all. So if you'll go for this, so this is the immutable. So like immutable object is thread safe or not. I have a two thread, one thread need to be read the data from another thread need to be write the data. So how you will write this implementations, mutable object is thread safe or not, and how you will write this implementation of one thread will read the data, another thread will write the data. Then next question is, what is by using wait and notify method need to be print even and odd number, so how this will work. And the next question is, I have 9 users and I have 3 passwords, so where how the share this password and those 9 users and all. So you have 9 users and 3 passwords, so how you will share these 3 password to 9 all the users and all, so how you have, right? So this type of implementations they ask. And the next question, I have one integers array of this 10 20 30 is like that, and with some element, so how you will remove the duplicate with the array without using collections and uh, then I have a two string like a string 1 and a string 2 now. So suppose if you want, so how you will remove the common element of the given collections like this. And then I have some other string 1, and then I want to count of how many times each word is repeating. So this type of questions has asked. And then the next question is hash map object. With the object I want to display one repeated value. Means suppose if you have a one hash map contain this word, with the hash map I want to display only repeated key and value pair. So how you will do that one? Only key and value repeated and all. So I have a array list object, it contains some of the elements. So here I want to display only duplicate. So how you will write this logic and all? So these all are the arrays related string, hash map, collections, frameworks related questions was there. And then they asked some of the basic real-time scenarios related questions also. So the next question is, in my application end user as a part of search, he entered a string like this. So how you will remove this special character? Suppose if someone has entered the string inside some of a special character, how you will remove that? So this is a common interview questions which has been asked in different interview also. Now we will go for the different MNCs questions. That is a different type of, and this is related for second round of interview questions which I have collected from. So second round of interview questions and first round, I think these all are the mixes of both. So all are the real-time interview questions and all. So first is related for core Java. So what is exception? How you will do the check exception, unchecked exceptions, what is unchecked exception and all. Then the next question is which one you prefer to handle the try catch and or throws. The next question is in your project how you will handle the exception and which layer you will handle the exception and how you will map that. And the next question is related for collections. Which collection you used in your project and write some pseudo code. So that's some basic code where you used in your project that he want. And difference between hash map, hash tables and all. And suppose if you have a two thread try to access my collections, one is same time, and then there is any problems if object as at the same times, if there is any problem, if yes, how you will handle that. And this all related for thread, like what is a synchronization and how what all are the various place where we can use this synchronizations. Then the next question is what is a static keyword, how you will prefer this keyword and why. Difference between a static block and a static key. Can I access instance field from a static context? And then can I access a static method through the object reference? Can I declare a class as private? The next question is hash map internal work, how hash map and all will work internally. So suppose if I have a different type of strings are there, like so these all are the strings are there. Suppose I have one strings and I have to sort this string to reverse. So the reverse orders would be like whatever the strings are there. So there will be some reverse order like. So this way, suppose. Like this. So suppose without using any predefined method, how you will reverse this string. What is a polymorphism, and given the real-time examples where you used a polymorphism. Then some of the related interview questions which has there for the different MNCs questions, MNC interview questions is related for Hibernate and Spring. So the Hibernate and Spring, So if JDBC is there, why we need Hibernate? The first question is, if JDBC already there, then why we are using Hibernate? The next question is, can I reuse a session? If yes, then if no, then why? What is the problem to not use? And what is the difference between first level caches, second level caches and all? And then difference between get and load, difference between update and merge, and what is the state of object. So these all are Hibernate related questions. What is lazy attribute and how it works, how you will configure data source as and name of the data source. So these all are the Hibernate related interview questions. So now we will go for the Spring related interview questions. So Spring, what is dependency injections, how Spring MVC annotations you used in your project, what all are the annotations you used. And the next question is, how MVC flow you used in your project, how MVC flow you worked, how you architect your project in MVC based on flow. So for every request I have to trace the IP address for the user node before control will come from the my controller. So I want to trace. So how you will write this implementations, and have you worked on this type of scenario in your project? And the next question is, what is AOP? So these all are related for a Spring framework interview questions based on the Spring Boots and all. So what is the difference between join point and point cut? And the next question is, what is the difference between interpreter and around advice? So these things is related for Spring AOP, aspect oriented programming. So can we access store procedure through a Spring? How we can access this store procedure? Can I write 2 times init method in bin? How you will write a init method in bin? In my applications, unused bin is there. I don't want to use. I don't want to instantiate that bin. How can I do? So these all are related for a Spring Hibernate related interview questions which I collected from the MNCs. Now we will go for this different second round of project managers related interview questions. So how what all are there? So here, suppose this is a project manager related interview questions round. So how you know about this MNC company, like whatever the company is there. So how you know about this company or my company, they will ask. So, and why you prefer to attend this interview from my company? Here is a weekend, other interview is going on. So weekend will have a multiple interview. Why you prefer for this? So these all are related for project managerial round, and why you want to look for change, and brief yourself. Give your project summary, like what type of project you have made or you worked on before your organizations or different companies and all. So where you used web service in your project and how. The next question is, if your resource will modify the code, then it will impact to client. So how you will manage. Other is like by accessing web services, if you will be get exceptions, how you will handle that. And difference between REST and SOAP, when to use REST and when to use SOAP, why you choose REST. So these type of scenarios they ask in the project managerial round. And then how request is forwarding through the SOAP of the given explanations. And the next question is, give me one scenarios and you has to tell me the situation what you have to use, either SOAP or REST. Give some valid reason. And then how can you get a resource URI by a mail or any other source. REST, did you apply any security in your project? If no, then it can be accessed by any other person or not. If person was no URI. how you call your resource by using a Spring, give the complete architecture. What is the basic requirement to develop REST resource? Brief this. What is the basic requirement for the develop of REST resource? Brief this. Did you ever get a chance to write a WSDL? What is WSDL? When to use WSDL and all? Explain the WSDL document wrapped approach. What is the difference between serialization, externalizations, and all? So they ask this some of the managerial question, and after that again this will be go for the technical interview. So they ask some of the interview technicals related, and also have some of the others technicals interview, collected interview questions also are there. So this is the serializations and externalizations and all. Then the next is like what is the procedure to serialize the object, and the next question is what is the method present in serialization interviews. So some of the interviewer will ask related for serializations, externalizations as a deep questions also. So what is a markup interface and how we can use markup interface, why we are using markup interface, difference between serializations, web service cause, both concept why we are exposing in our business object our network. Write down a singleton class. So what is singleton class is a design pattern question. So they will ask singletons, so why we use, write some custom singleton design patterns and all. And then how can I restrict that no one can serialize my singleton object? If my singleton class can be super class from other class for other class, so is my singleton class can be super class from the other class? How can I restrict from one? No one can be make is a relationship with my class. So is there possibility to restrict and all? So what is the class exceptions, class cast exceptions? Give one examples how you resolve class cast exception. What is a null pointer exceptions? Have you handled this project? So where you handle? And then which service servers you used, which format you used to package your applications, how you are deploying your code. And the next question, if you are accessing the other class and the class have some logic mistake, then who will handle, and how you will be know the logic was written by whom. So this type of questions has been asked, and then they given one of the programmatical interview or related questions. They created one class inside that the this other class is also there. That class will be extend of a class, and then they are asking how can I instantiate B class. So how you will do, and what is a build tool we used, and give me some overview of that. Which bug tracking you are using, so that I use for testing, team report and bug. Hard coded review, how code review will happen, and how, what is the topic you are discussing in a scrum meeting, what is. So these all are related for this agile while we are working or following the agile methodology. So how you are this doing some scrum meeting, how the times your scrum meetings durations will be there, what is a scrum masters, is on-site peoples and project company persons who is on site or not. Now the next questions, these all are the different interview questions which is related for the one of the MNC company. So what is a contract between has code and equals method, how it work? Then project architecture, can you define your project architectures? What is a Spring flow? And list out all the annotations in a Spring. What all are the all annotations are there? How you are using? Which one you are using in your project? Right? What all are the annotations you used in your project, and RESTful services and all. So Hibernate use cascade and inverse. So what is cascade and what is inverse? Then in Hibernate also have a first level cache and second level cache. How you are creating, which one you used, and difference between array link list and linked list. Can you explain internal workflow or internal flow of hash map? difference between hash map and hash table, then difference between array list and array, difference between array list and vector. So these things are related for collections. Now we will go for this. In your project where you used the concurrent hash map, what is a concurrent hash map? What is a Java annoying? And difference between callable interface and future interface in concurrent package. When to use callable, when to use future. And what is class loader? How many type of class loaders are there? How you can you take list to map? How can you take a list to map? How can you take to map to list? What is class not found exception? What is class no definition found exception error? How you implement the exception handling in your project, where you handle this multi-threading in your project, what all are the design patterns you used, which design patterns you are using in your project, what all are the critical situations come across in your project, why wait place in object class, why not place in the thread class, what is interns method in a Spring, what is the difference between a string str equal to xyz, a string str equal to new xyz. Explain about your Java architectures. Can you explain about JVM architectures? Then database related some questions will be there. So some of the interviewer will ask some database related questions. So I have a company tables in remote database. By using REST, I need to get the table data and print into file. So how to read a book page on online library by using book ID or author ID by using Restful web services. I have a table in remote database. How to update the data in the table in REST by using REST. Difference between REST and web services. REST and web soap. What is agile? How you will use agile methodology and all. How to create a web service project and a Spring project using map, and how you will create a web service project, a Spring project using map. Difference between throw and throws. Can you tell me the Java 8 features? What all are the Java 8 features are there? What is the WSDL content, and what is the regular expressions? And then can I add a list into list? Can I add element to list if it is defined as final? Example is this: final list equal to new array list. If you pass duplicate key to map, what will happen? Difference between abstract class and interface. Difference between comparable and comparator. How compare two database tables. Compare and compare method. Comparator and comparator. If you have compared, if you have to compare database object. What is a set timeout in browser, REST or full client API? What workflow you use in your project? Why Java, why not C or C++ you are using in your project? So these type of scenarios, questions, uh, they have asked in the different interview questions. Interviewers will be the related for Java, Spring Boot, microservices and all. So the next question is, in written test, they are asking sorting programs like bubble sort and quick sort. So some written test will be there. So there some of the product based MNCs companies, they asking for the bubble sort, quick sort, and good MNC company also. Time complexity. What is time complexity? If you are going to implement sorting by on, or which sorting you prefer and why? So what is the time complexity? What is serializations? How you implement serialization in your project? And then a program from iOS stream. What is a qualifier annotations? Difference between bin factory application context. Explain about IOC container. Then program on string manipulations, how you are implementing polymorphism in your project, how you iterate map having key list value, difference between iterator, list iterator, enumerator, what all are the collections are supporting list iterators, how we make non-synchronization map as and list as a synchronized by using collection method, difference between collections and collection, write a JUnit test cases for the below scenarios. So some of the test cases are related also. They ask the interview questions. So and then after that to write all the modifiers where we can use the final what is the difference between a Spring JDBC Hibernate, what is the drawback of JDBC over Hibernate, what all are the problems of inheritance, what is hibernation, and then query like a query in SQL, give one query in SQL and they are asking corresponding criteria API query, why we are using transient in Hibernate, what all are the input we give the scenario factory, what we are writing in Hibernate mapping file, what we are writing in Hibernate configuration file, mapping file, configurations file and all, scenarios in JSP pages with two buttons. So one is add book, another is show list of book using Spring and Hibernate. What is the use of component scan? What is a dispatcher servlet? What all are the pre-processing tasks done by the dispatcher servlet? How to render Excel's PDF view to the end users? Use POI iText API. How to validate valid username and password in Spring? For validating, can I directly interact with DAO without service? By default, service servlet container will be handle multi-threading applications. So then why we implementing multi-threading in your project? So these type of interview questions is related for all the Java, Spring Boot, microservices and all. And some of also related have a Java 8 and all. So we will discuss on the next of the interview questions or discussions. So from Java 8 lambda expressions onwards we will discuss. So these all are related for Java 8 interview questions. And then we have others technical interview questions. So also so some of programmaticals and other is related for this programmaticals and all from the different interview questions. So these all are the program also. There are some of the interview questions program have solutions also, so that we'll discuss. And then these all are the technical round of interview questions like related for project and all. So this is also for technicals related questions. And then these all are the puzzles some of the company will ask as a puzzles. So these puzzles have then core Java, then second round of interview question. Then these all are the questions. Like this we have multiple questions are there related for all the interview, all the good MNC companies, whatever the questions they are asking on real time. So these all are the program and all. So I have collected and we will discuss on the remaining for the next video. Yeah, thank you.